Hello everyone, so none of you are aware of this, but back in my new channel, or now it's been given away, there was a little incident with me going back and forth with Mr. McMahon himself. So back in my rant video, the most recent rant video, there was some comments from none other than Vince McMahon himself. Why don't you show him the comments?
Alright, but can we start off on how it actually began before the comments?
Yeah.
So it all started with this little bit of a, profile picture. Not profile picture, but rather it's a little poster for the official WWE2K, WWE Hell in a Cell. I don't know why I say 2K. Hell in a Cell for this year's event, right? And as you can see closely, just can zoom in a bit, you notice that Roman Reigns is the devil. Believe it or not, here in the Mirror League, we have someone who also is the devil. Is that right, James?
Yes.
He goes by the name of
Dylan Campbell.
Precisely. So I said this to Dylan, going, I think Roman stole your gimmick. So I decided to scroll in and found some proof. Mr. McMahon, on one of the Devil movies, the first one, the second one, you got on footage, and we have the third one. So then we're letting, Dylan know about this, and he doesn't want to do anything about it. He says, quote, the devil is for everybody. So I don't think that's actually fair. He's basically being like, he's letting people take his shit, He don't want to take his shit. So then, later on, as you mentioned on your channel, right?
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a rant, one of your recent rant videos that went on, right?
Yeah.
Your recent rant video, Mr. McMahon decided to make a surprise appearance on your channel to discuss about, well, your displeasure with his programming. If you want, you can pause the video, and you can, as you can see, you can just pause right here and, well, you just read along while you can.
This all happened on my new channel.
The semi-new at this point, considering it's no longer yours.
Yeah. Thank you, ESPN.
Just let that shit back up.
I'm basically roasting him. You don't want to pick a fight with a WWE fan. Like, at all.
This is like an extended comment from Mr. McMahon himself.
And then I replied back.
He would shot fired again, right? So shots fired.
This is the biggest fire bullet I've ever shot.
The biggest bullet you ever shot in your life.
Whatever.
Then,
when it comes to, hold on a second. When it comes to WWE booking, he'll never be as good as Stephanie McMahon or Triple H. No, Shane McMahon.
but it gets even better. So after your recent, shots fired, he throws in the challenge. He throws in the challenge.
And this is where we are right now.
As you see, this is Vince McMahon, the Vince McMahon. So he throws in the challenge to face him inside Hell in a Cell, which just so happens to fall under today, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I actually forgot about today.
So that's why we have to. You prepared for all this entire time, right? You've been training?
Yes.
All right.
Even though I technically do not need training.
No, apparently Vince doesn't need to train because he's Vince McMahon, damn it.
That's what he said.
Exactly. That is the Vince McMahon thing to say. So, long story short, after a harsh exchange of words, The two came to the decision that they're going to be facing each other online. WWE2K18. 2K19 is obviously not out yet, but it will be, as from what I understand, October. This is not sponsored by anything. We're not getting monetized for this shit. But
Nope.
Of course,
Well, that'll be nice.
that would be, but you know, for the things that come out of our mouths, that would throw a demonetization sticker right on it. The good old yellow $sign.
Yep. So, it is today the match. And everyone is here on this day to watch me kick his ass.
Because what's now at stake, right? So we gotta understand what's really at stake. So there's a huge stipulation that's going on, and the stipulation being, if McMahon loses, he retires from WWE.
That's what I want him to do.
But if he does beat you, and if I understand this correctly, the Mirror League Allen League, which is the merger of not just the Mirror League, but Marquise's own league itself, right? So all that is going to be all his with the snap of a finger if he wins.
Which I will not let that happen.
Don't make that happen. You'll disappoint me. I've known you for a long time. You never disappointed me. Hopefully, you shouldn't have to disappoint me.
I won't.
So, best of luck.
Thank
Kick
you.
his ass.
I will.
There's no other way to put it. This one-on-one match is going to be a struggle in every sense of the word. Neither man looks like they are remotely entertaining the idea of backing down. This is going to be good. Without a doubt, this is going to be one of the most hellacious matches.
All right.
Plenty of WWE history has taken place here.
Oh!
You can't help but get the feeling that this
Kick
match
his
will be
ass.
different.
Oh, kicked right into the
Now,
old
your thoughts
chest.
on Finn Balor? It'll be interesting to see how he plans to get it done. What do
I'll
you
break
think?
his arm too. Oh, what the hell?
Face on tonight any better. He goes for the quick pin attempt. Finn Balor powers the shoulder up. That's either sheer genius or complete stupidity, Cole.
Oh.
Mr.
Ooh.
But he's
I have an idea.
Who he's in there with and what he has to do to rebound. If this is the only damage he wants
Tenderize
to
him.
with Cole, he
Oh!
should consider himself very lucky. But let's face it, that's just not
Look at that. People cheering for me.
I know it's early, but he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand. And now he goes for it a second time. He gets it with a reversal. Second time's a charm.
Oi!
Now momentum is in the corner of Mr. McMahon. Made him pay there. Now it's Mr. McMahon on his heels a bit.
Mr. McMahon on his heels a bit. Look at this.
Way of changing people forever. I can't help but think he's never going to be the same again after this one. Inverted DDT.
Good, good. Irish wish him all the way to the right.
Balor might have just secured the victory.
That's the left. That's the downward.
I know, Brandon.
Good. You got him. You got him. All right, let him go.
This is not going to end well for Mr. McMahon.
When you see the prompt of R1 triangle.
I got it.
Yeah, all right, you got him. You got him.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
Check this out again, Corey. So effective, Cole.
Oh, what's this?
What is he gonna do? Is he gonna leap?
Leap of faith! What are you doing? Come on, Finn! What are you
Oh
doing?
no! Aha!
They might break his back.
Break his
Break his back. Break his back.
No, break his second hip. His
Oh.
hip replacement.
Oh, that's kind of mean. Oh no! Are you
He
serious?
major reversed.
You can see that
Ow.
on his face as he delivers the backbreaker. Mr. McMahon is trying
Boy,
to
what the hell?
here. Ain't no stopping him now.
Ooh. And he's climbing up the cell. No.
Oh. How about he comes? Oh my gosh. He's actually gonna climb up?
I know some did that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Perhaps a powerbomb here, Corey. That certainly seems to be the case.
Oh no!
Several different ways
No! Oh! I thought he was gonna bust me through the cage.
We may be looking at a powerbomb here. That's exactly what it looks
Got
like.
him! I got him.
You got him. Goody goody.
Oh. I'm gonna try to bust him through the cage.
Alright.
How are these superstars even still going, guys? I mean, they have to be on fumes right now.
Can I actually do it?
What an inverted DDT.
Oh.
He had nothing left. Finn Balor is in position.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Let's see that again. Walking highlight reel.
Tap!
He's just about there.
This fucking strong.
Darn it!
Wow, he escapes it. He's just got no quit in the
Oh, he
air.
clotheslined me. Are you serious?
And he flexes.
How is he even alive after all that cage busting?
How?
When you look inside that cell and see all this carnage, you can't
And he no-sells it.
how much more of this these superstars can take.
Oh, I'm gonna plan a comeback.
Not so fast. On the comeback trail. You can't argue with the results.
Woo!
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Are you kidding me?
Trying to turn this thing around. He's too
Stunner! Oh!
that was amazing.
Get out of it! Get out of it! One! No!
Are
No!
you serious? I clicked on the green!
Turn on the light.
Are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? You saw that, right? I tapped X the second.
Yes!
Oh, what the hell? Is that
Yes!
the Undertaker?
Take him out!
What the hell?
Yes!
What is the Undertaker doing?
He might have it.
Is he avenging Finn Balor?
Gonna be tough for him to fight back from this. Well, the first thing he needs to do is get back to his feet, which is clearly easy.
Tombstone him!
Tombstone him.
No! Hell's Gate! It has
And
happened!
he immediately tapped.
Does he have enough left in him to cap
He
the run?
immediately
Caught
tapped.
in the hold like that for too long.
It doesn't change the fact.
Deep into his opponent's head
Oh, man.
You gotta be kidding me. It was such a good match,
You know,
too.
this is an allegory of something. Like, this is some sort of allegory. Notice how the Undertaker's music is playing, and McMahon won.
What does that mean?
Dude, he owns the Mirror League. For all we know, he could be out of a job. Our careers could be dead.
Oh my gosh. I bet he booked this all along. He booked this all along. Great, what am I supposed to do? How do I get it back? Not only the Mirror League's gone, the Owl League's gone too.
You just gotta have to wait and see what he has to say. Like, if he's gonna make any announcements.
Is he even gonna make an announcement?
Hopefully. Our jobs are on the line, man. Just... James, you alright?
Point at him.
I can't, man. Point at him.
No chance, so that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong.
It's a joke. Yep. This was all a joke, prank. It was a hilarious prank, wasn't it? So you're probably wondering, for those who are actually watching, what do you mean? Why that this is a joke, right? Well, Dylan, if you're watching this too, you're probably asking yourself that question as well. This was actually a huge project that James and I were working on. Why? Well, we just wanted to see a reaction. I mean, it was probably worth it. I mean, he made a video for absolutely no reason, in a sense, but for a reason.
Yeah.
So, the idea of doing this actually came from, as you know, if you've watched the recent Mirror League video, what happened was we mentioned about how we see the Hell in a Cell poster with Roman Reigns looking like the devil, and then we see, you know, these comments of Vince McMahon, you know, commenting on not only Dylan's video but James's video, and it looked really believable, to say the least. There's just only one issue about that. There are tons of Vince McMahon profiles. As a matter of fact, a lot of channels on YouTube with the words Vince McMahon in it. It's hilarious. But I was the one that created the Vince McMahon channel, and I was telling to James that I'm gonna see if I could just screw around with Dylan, right? Mm-hmm. So, and we were originally planning on having him make a rant video about Vince McMahon stealing the devil gimmick, but as you guys already know, the devil is for everybody. So that was his words, not mine. It was gonna fail on that one.
We succeeded, but we also failed at the same time.
Yeah. Like, we were originally gonna have him make a rant video on of Dylan, with him ranting about Vince McMahon stealing the devil, but it never really worked.
He made a reaction video of the video.
Yeah, because
the title said rant. While watching it,
rant 1 and rant 2, because it was like, it was never really a rant.
It was
it was a great match. It was unfair. At least someone won, you know, but you know, it was never really the case. And he even mentioned it was never really a rant to begin with. If you're gonna rant, Dylan, you're gonna have to be angry, but or at least genuinely concerned about whatever you're passionate about, you know. So with the plans of him not making a rant video on Vince, I decided to take a step further, and maybe I wanted to work a program with this guy. So if you've seen the video, we showed photographic evidence of Vince McMahon commenting on his rant video, the recent rant video that he made on WWE, right? And it got to a heated argument between the two. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah. Although I did feel good though, even though I wasn't talking to a real Vince.
Yeah, it was funny though. We all played in character, and Dylan was just eating this up. And speaking of which, there was another person who also ate this up.
Antonio.
Yeah,
AKA Joker 24/7. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No offense to Antonio. He was never really the target. He was a unnecessary target.
It was unintentional. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, Antonio. You won't be facing Vince anytime soon. So. But I mean, if you want, maybe we can settle the score. Maybe it's 1-1 on us. I mean, if you want to go ahead and both of us can play against one another, then
one last time.
One last time, and you know.
There are multiple reasons behind it, but that'll all be in a separate video.
Right. I mean, but that's really up to, you know, if I'm going to be available enough anytime soon. So hopefully I am. But anyway, back with Dylan. So with James and I making a stipulation that if Vince loses, he retires, but if he wins, the Mirror League, Allen League, would be all his. You know, he accepted that. But what's very hilarious was, I'm pretty sure James had the idea of winning.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I told him this, like, I was one day, on the day that, you know, we were setting this all up, I was telling him, you know what we should do? We should let Vince win. And he was like, why? And I replied, for shock value, right?
Yeah.
Just for shock value. So let's show you how we did it, right? And this is another reason why, that, you know, this is what's hilarious. If you watch the video of James going against Vince, there's a huge difference. The gap is bigger than the Grand Canyon itself between what you're playing on as far as local play or online play. Him and I were just playing on local play because
he was the one controlling Vince.
Yeah, which is funny because it's like it should have been, I guess, should have been already noticeable, considering why are we seeing the counter icon,
I can't believe
the R2 like right above Vince's head, despite the fact, oh, it's supposed to be online, you're supposed to be facing against someone like your opponent. Normally wouldn't show that on screen, but, and I would know because I played against Antonio online to realize that shit. So
I can't believe he actually fell for it. He didn't realize the R2 counter things. I can't believe it.
well, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, he rarely plays the wrestling games.
Yeah.
He only hears what's going on around him, you know.
He believes in everything.
I mean, he believes, it's like he's, like, no offense to you, Dylan, you're a mark. That means you buy into the wrestling business, you believe that it's all real, but you don't realize it's a work. I'm not trying to insult you, but that's just the way how it is. You could say that it's real all you want, but, you know, you could even ask this guy that, you know, it's all a work, you know, and he knew, like, he knows, he believes that wrestling is not a work. He believes that it's all legit, right?
Which is kind of strange.
One of the biggest examples of that was, if you remember, one of the videos that you uploaded back when we were hanging out on Marquise's, also known as Everyday Track 18. Shout out to him. It was that Mario Kart video, right?
Yeah.
It was one of those videos. Was it ever uploaded to the channel? I don't know which one was it, but there was one where he was. The stipulation was if he loses, he had to admit that wrestling was fake.
Oh, that was never uploaded.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, there was that. There was the one time that never got uploaded.
None of that would matter anyway.
Yeah.
Because we'll be in a separate video.
Yeah. But you know, we're not trying to be mean or anything. But you know, that's just the way how it was at the time. And you can't change the man, you know, or in this case, the boy. So let's show you how we did it. All right. So as you see on screen right over here, we got WWE 2K18 because 2K19's not out yet. So I see people probably got early access to the game. So this is how we did it. Yeah, this was the problem. So, we had this idea where we were going to have a handicap match, as a regular handicap match. Even though it was meant to be just one-on-one, I was planning on having a handicap match. James was going to be Finn Balor, and I was going to be playing not only Vince McMahon, but we were going to be making the devil version of Roman Reigns and have him playable as well. So that was going to be a 2-on-1. We were going to have both of them beat the living hell out of Finn Balor. He was supposed to let both of them win, have Vince take the pin, you know. It would have been hilarious. But the only issue with that being is, for some reason, we get this stupid message over here. Use of content created by other players is not allowed for your account due to parental controls. Even we had this on, you know, like one of the guest profiles. It still wouldn't make a difference because it would still give us that little issue. So and to be honest with you, I'm not gonna trash PS4 or anything. I'm in for any video game console, but I have the Xbox One version of this game, and it never gave me a problem. I don't know if it's either an issue with the game itself, and 2K may have dropped the ball in this one, or maybe we're doing something wrong with the PS4 that we ourselves don't even realize. We tried everything, and even tried to change the age range for the profile. Nothing was working. So, James and I were like, okay, so we have no choice but to make this you can go back onto the thing here. There's no way we'd be able to show, share our creations through multiplayer. This is local play, mind you, right? So we had James play as Finn Balor. So, as I was mentioning before, originally Vince was locked. James never really had that much consistency of unlocking characters here. So, biggest thing I would do, like the most reasonable thing, would just buy the Unlock Everything pack. It will unlock everything as far as legends and, you know, characters that, well, just basically legends, you know. So where was I again? From Mr. McMahon. And, yeah, so that's exactly what we did. We just had James be Finn and me being Vince the entire time. It wasn't a one-on-one normal. It was a Hell in a Cell match, for the record. It's even in the video, you can tell. But what I thought was hilarious was how we knocked it out of the ballpark. I just forgot that post-match intro. I remember how, like, it was funny too. Post-match interference was involved with the Undertaker. That was unintentional. We never thought that was gonna be a thing. I was hoping it was not gonna be a thing, but what are the odds, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Though.
It was. So, and it's weird because it's like, I tried my absolute best, because I was standing right next to the camera guy. Right around there, you can point where I was sitting. I was just sitting right over there. So that way, and tried to hide the controller as best as possible.
The flashing red.
Yeah. Because as you know, these controllers, they have this thing where one controller, the first player is blue, the second controller is red. So it's like, I tried to hide the second controller. And while I'm hiding the controller, I was wearing a t-shirt too. And while the camera was aiming at the television screen, you know, I had to do my absolute best to not make it sound like that there's any means of, you know, clacking. I mean, that was, especially around the segments where there was that submission mini game that we were playing. Another thing you should know, that another reason why you could tell which one, if it's online multiplayer or local play, by default, you have to use the right or the left stick. Was it the left stick?
Right.
Right stick, okay.
Right stick.
So you have to use the right stick for the submission moves for default. It takes longer for the referee to count a pin for you to kick out as well.
And it takes a while for the guy to tap. When you saw the online division match with him and Antonio.
Yeah, there's a huge... If you look at the match between Vince and James...
Sorry to cut you off. The button thing that was shown on the screen will never show that on online division at all.
No.
Will never show that.
On the online matches, you won't really show the button mashing option. Everything's all default.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a pretty good match, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, what now? So what are your thoughts, like, on the prank, you know?
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was a good idea for a prank. And Dylan, once again, you fall for these things. Honestly.
I mean, it's all right to fall for it. I mean, it's all part of the game, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, we're not harming anyone.
No.
He even believed that it was Vince McMahon, which is funny, because in the we had a group chat, right? You don't have to show it, but you and I were in the group chat too.
Yeah.
He was talking about how, oh wow, it's so weird that he would know. He even said, I think he said it in his video too. I didn't know that, you know, he commented on my videos. I didn't even know he knew my channel existed, right? And
we make excuses like, oh, he spies on us.
Yeah, I responded to him going, well, McMahon works in mysterious ways, you know. So, and he believed that, but that's all right. I mean, it's all part of the plan, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was also funny when he found out that, you know, when it was weird because he even said, if I make a video on it, if I make a video of Vince, maybe he's gonna call me out. That's if he, like, he was. It's funny.
That's a hypocrite thing for him to say. Wanna know why? Number one, I hate to mention this because this had to be said. He's afraid of him being called out by Vince.
But then he calls out Owen.
He calls out Italian Boy.
Italian Boy USA 98, right?
Not once, but twice.
Yeah, twice that actually happened. Newsflash, Dylan, don't start shit. Don't do that. I mean, I get it. You're trying to prove a point that you're trying to, you know, that you've changed. But you don't want to end up looking like the bad guy in the end. Right now, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Owen is maybe watching this video. Because I'm not going to lie, I had personal beef with Owen in the past.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the things that he did, you know, during the Hangouts, I mean, he's probably going to, you know, give a rebuttal. But, you know, all I'm just going to say was he was not really, I'm not going to say he was a bad person, right? No one's perfect.
No one's perfect.
So, I'm trying to be nice here. Honestly, you know, and it's funny because Owen says that he wants this thing to blow over between him and, you know, him and Dylan. But really,
That's never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen because he had to.
As much as he wants to, it's mainly Dylan's the main issue.
Yeah, he honestly saw this coming. He had to see this coming in some shape or form. But it's in the words of Owen, it's none of my business. You know.
Yeah. So, what now?
Well, I guess we can, wrap it up then.
Yeah. That's it then. Thank you for watching.
Right, I actually got one thing to ask.
Okay.
I have one thing to say. This is actually the first time I get to do this. Oh shit. Ever since I called out Antonio, I guess this is the first time I'm doing this, right?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So, who's the sheep now?